Hello there and welcome back in this lecture in which I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and create the video. But first of all, because in the first video we have a video already created a video for Smaug. There was Smaug appearing in a video. What I want to do is I want to basically combine two videos, and I cannot do this on CapCut. So I'm going to have to do it here on Canva, and then we're going to go to CapCut. Just indulge me. So here we're going to name this intro scene. And what we're going to do, we're going to upload the scene in which there is Smaug, and then the scene in which Gandalf is talking. And we're going to remove the background off of Gandalf, or off of that blue wizard, not Gandalf, the blue wizard who's not Gandalf. Now, first of all, scene number 1, let's upload that. Now you can upload scenes to Canva, and yeah, so here the scene is getting uploaded. All right, so here we have it. Now we have the scene. I'm going to just take it and drag it there, and then I'm going to set the video as background. And then what we need to do, we need to upload the scene in which there is Gandalf, or I keep saying Gandalf, the blue version of Gandalf. So here, let's go back, blue wizard intro, and we can basically just add the blue wizard, and I can take the background from him.
So ever wondered why Bilbo reacts so strongly when...
Let me stop this video, and then I'm going to click edit video. And then here we have background remover. I'm going to remove the background. Now, for those of you who don't have access to background remover, I'm quite sorry, because background remover for most software is pro for videos, not for images. For images, you can find it for free, but for videos, it's pro. And I believe there is no other way that you can do this. I'm quite sorry. Also, by removing the background, we also remove that DID logo here that appears here. And so now we can take Gandalf actually and make him a little bit bigger, so that he is, or the blue wizard, make it a little bit bigger. And I want to just hide that hat effect because I don't want people to notice there's a zigzag thing. And then now we have this video, and then I can just go ahead and download this with the sound and everything. Click download. It's a 6-second video. I'm going to download it in all quality. Click download. In the meantime, while the video is getting downloaded, I would like you to go and import the first part, the first scene of the video. So I'm going to go right here. And this is very simple. So don't worry, because this is really, really simple. So go to your file, which you've put all your scenes. And let's start adding scene. So I'm going to add scene number 2. And then every scene that we add, we must go ahead and basically drag it here. So this is the first scene. And then what you'd like to do is just drag and drop it here. And then what I want to do is I want to basically switch the ratio of the video so that it's a TikTok kind of video. So if I click right here on the ratios, now here there are all kinds of ratios. What we want is a 9:16, and it's going to become a 9:16 inch video. As you can see, we still have some work to do because we need to make the video larger from here. And at the same time, I want you to click here on the turn off main track magnet so that we can move this however we like. Because if you turn it on, it snaps into the scene, and I don't want that. So I want to move this around. And then let me take this here, take the cursor, just like you would take the cursor of any editing software. And then we want to click on the video. We want to scale this video. So I'm going to scale this back to where we can see most of it. And then I need to move it aside. So the position of it. Okay. All right, so you can actually just drag the image like this, or drag the video like this. Now let's watch it first. Okay, let's watch. Then we have Bilbo. As you can see, Bilbo is quite struggling there. But we'll see what to do with these scenes depending on the voiceover. Now let's just put the scene here. And then let's go ahead and import the second scene. And then the third and the fourth. And we can edit them later. So I'm going to go and show you some tricks that you can do. Now let's add scene number 3 and add it right next to this one, right? Like this. And then basically you can zoom out, and then you can click import. You can add another scene. I know that you didn't really have a very large introduction to CapCut, but I believe that you will learn as you go. If you do what I'm doing now, you'll learn as you go. So this is scene number 4. Drag it and place it here. Go to import as well. Drag scene number 5, and so on and so forth until we basically have added all the scenes. So if I go to scene number 5, by the way, it's entirely normal if you keep the aspect ratio other than TikTok if you want. You can keep it small like this, but that's not really going to be very good, okay? I'd like to just increase the size to fit the entire screen. But if you have another argument, then that's your prerogative. You can do it if you want to. So I'm going to take this here and then import. Hopefully our scene of the introduction is now ready so that we can import it as well. That scene has a static Gandalf, so it's not going to be a very big problem. And then there's the last scene. Let me go back and check. So here, our scene was downloaded. Let's go ahead and import it as well. We're going to import it at the beginning. So let's make sure there is room. I'm going to move these aside, click import, and then basically import the scene of Gandalf. There it is, the intro scene. Let's scroll down, then take the intro scene. Now the intro scene is the only one which has the voiceover. So let me just drag it down to the very beginning of the video, making sure that it's at the very, very beginning because we don't want to have any gaps. And then let's listen to this.
Ever wondered why Bilbo reacts so strongly when Smaug says precious? Let's debunk this in 60 seconds.
All right, let's debunk this in 60 seconds. So actually there, if I zoom in, you will be able to see the audio profile. So you can see right here,
this in 60
audio
seconds.
profile. And also one thing that you have to pay attention to, when the audio is playing, you have to make sure it's coming out of both these inputs and these inputs or outputs. These ones that are showing in a green color, that's a sign that it works in both earbuds. So if someone is listening to this by earbud, it works in both. So now, because the last bit, if you zoom to the max, the last bit of the video, there is no voiceover. The voiceover cuts off. So you have to make sure you click and you position your cursor right where you want to cut, and then click here on split. Now we have this scene. We can click enter and it's deleted. Now we can zoom out, and this scene here, it needs a little bit more trimming. So if I zoom in, I'm trimming as much as I can because this is very important that we must do it, because we must make sure that the video doesn't have waste in it, because otherwise, as you can see here, there is big waste in this area. Let me zoom out, click, split, move this like this. Just follow with me and you shall learn. Move this here and then split as well. Remove excess parts where there is no sound. And here, I'm going to have to just drag this right there, and then let me go back to the very beginning. And the very beginning, there's just a little bit, that beginning is actually, there is a part which there's nothing being said. And then let's zoom out a little bit more and then select everything and then right click and then click create a compound group so that it becomes one. And now we can move it back to basically eliminate that gap. So if we listen to this again, there's going to be a slight difference.
Ever wondered why Bilbo reacts so strongly when Smaug says precious? Let's debunk this in 60 seconds.
Right, so as you can see, that's what we're looking for. Now let me click here, and let's make this bigger, the image, or the video. Let's scale it. You can also scale it from here. If you can't select everything, you can just scale it from here, like this. And it shows in the entire video. Now, let's go ahead to all the other scenes. We're going to zoom out and basically select all of them and then take them and split them or put them there, close. Now we can enable this back, the magnet, so that they just split back. And then I'm going to start adding voiceover by voiceover. So let me go ahead to the first scene first, like this. And then you click import. And then basically what we're going to do, we're going to import the first voiceover of the video. So if you go, I'm going to go to my file. All right, voiceover 1 was for the introduction, so we'll skip it. Now voiceover 2. Voiceover 2, there it is, and we can drag it. Normally this is the place of a voice. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to place it at the very beginning. And hopefully it contains the entire scene. So if we listen to this.
Notice Smaug emphasizing precious 3 times. This triggers a memory in Bilbo.
All right, so we want to emphasize on Smaug saying precious. So I'm going to move this scene right over here where it focuses more on Smaug. And then if we watch it back, normally we should see Smaug making that incantation.
Notice Smaug emphasizing.
And I'm going to have to scale this down a little bit like this so that we can see more of the video. Let me just go back and watch it again.
Notice Smaug emphasizing precious 3 times.
Okay, I'm going to have to scale it even more, because we need to show the details of Smaug saying that. Let's watch it again, and if it's good, we're going to move on.
Seconds. Notice Smaug emphasizing precious 3 times.
Okay, so Smaug emphasizing precious 3 times, and from here I'm going to take the scene, I'm going to split it, and then the next scene here, we have to show Bilbo. Now, I'm not sure I did split the scene. Right, so I'm going to split it from here. Right, let's just... Right, I did split it. Okay, so I'm going to... In this scene, we're going to have to show Bilbo. And it's okay if we increase the size of this, like this. And then, let's watch a little bit.
Precious 3 times. This triggers a memory in Bilbo.
Okay, so that's perfectly representative of what we're looking to do. Just increasing Bilbo and moving him down a little bit. Now let's see. Okay, so now this is good. Now let me take these 2 scenes and basically make them a compound clip. And then there is a last bit, if I zoom in, there's a last bit in which there is nothing set, so it's empty. So I'm going to take this and split it and take that excess part. And then this excess part as well, we have to take it because there is nothing to it. And then now this should pull into place, but I'm gonna move it down, move it back like this. So now we're scene number 3. We're close. I'm going to click import, and then let's import the voiceover number 3, that of Gollum. I think Gollum should be easy because just Gollum. So, and he's showing in a TikTok-like scene. Now, if we listen to this, let's listen to it.
It reminds him of Gollum, who also obsessively called the ring precious.
All right, that's good. So now I'm just going to have to cut the last bit. I'm not going to cut everything, or I think I should. I'm not sure if I should. Now we're pushing. No, I think I don't really need to because the entire scenes combined are 37 seconds. So so far we're making it happen. So it's good. Now let me just take the cursor back, and I want to increase Gollum in size, and like this. And now we can go back to the scene. Let's actually, as a matter of fact, listen to everything from scratch.
Ever wondered why Bilbo reacts so strongly when Smaug says precious? Let's debunk this in 60 seconds. Notice Smaug emphasizing precious 3 times. This triggers a memory in Bilbo. It reminds him of Gollum, who also obsessively called the ring precious.
Okay, so now that's pretty good. Now let's move on to scene number 4. Let's first of all collide these scenes. Let's go to import. And then let's import the number 4, which is voiceover number 4. And let's take the voiceover, drag it here as well, and let's listen to this clip.
Then a split-second flash of Sauron. Why? It's a cinematic hint.
Good. So the last bit is really what I want to show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bit from the beginning because I want to keep that last bit for more. And then let me move this aside like this. And let's just, in the last bit, it needs to show. So I think I'm not going to cut anything of this scene, but I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit. Let's watch it again, hopefully.
Then a split-second flash of Sauron. Why? It's a cinematic.
Okay, I think this needs to move like this so that we can see the entire eye. Yeah. All right, so let's go back. All right, so from here to here, there's Bilbo, and from here to here, there's Sauron. So I need to cut this part exactly here, right, like this, and then cut the part, and then take the part where there's Bilbo, move it aside so that Bilbo can appear freely in the video. There it is, and let's watch it back again.
Then a split-second flash of Sauron. Why? It's a cinematic hint.
Okay, that is pretty good. Now that is pretty good. But still, I think I'm going to have to cut the last part because we don't want to have an very, very huge excess. Let me remove this. And actually, I'm intending to do something good with this scene. So I'm going to split this scene, but I'm going to keep this only. I'm going to keep it at the top. And what I want to do with this, I want to reduce the opacity of it like this to kind of blend in with the next video. So if I take the other video, which is this, and if I move it back, it will rhyme perfect, right? So if I move this like this, notice what's going to happen is that this scene, there's going to be an overlay. So if all right, so let me just go back for a second. Let me zoom to see. This needs to be here. And as you can see,